I know she's gonna like turn off her camera and jump off of this. But anyways, it's gonna be a good time. Awesome. All right. So I see a lot kind of in between right there. And yeah, so presenting is definitely an art. We just started going through these speaker trainings, and it is important, right? There are only around 7 skills. Eric Worre says there's 7 skills in network marketing to really master. One of them is presenting. And one thing I heard when I first got introduced to this profession was he or she that holds the pen makes all the money. So if you're able to communicate, if you're able to speak, if you're able to present, it's a really powerful thing. When you present, it automatically boosts your influence because the reality is most people in the world are deathly afraid of speaking. I don't know if this stat is true or not, but I've heard it so much. Maybe it's not true, but I'll say it anyway. But they say that the number one fear in life is not death, but it's public speaking. People would rather die than publicly speak. And it's just because there's a lack of competence in it. And what we want to do on these speaker trainings is to break down the framework of how you can actually do a presentation. There's a product presentation, there's a business presentation. And I encourage you and I would challenge you to really speak as soon as possible. And when I first got started in the game, I was so shy I couldn't even order food at a restaurant. But because I heard that stat, I made it a goal to say one day I want to present. After seeing only one drop talk type of presentation, I did my own. It sucked, but it still sold $1,000, right? It didn't sound the best, I'm sure, but it worked, right? And our goal is in a framework of what makes a good, effective presentation. It isn't being charismatic. It isn't being like the one that can bring tears to people's eyes. This isn't like sounding someone like that you'll be able to do a TED talk. Well, that's nice to have. What an effective presentation is, do people buy and join? Right? Do people buy and join? That's what we want to do with an effective presentation. And all of us here can absolutely do that if you know the framework, you have a little bit of practice, and then you have some implementation of that. All right. So obviously, we're here today to learn on that. So, with that said, let me give a couple of quick announcements before we dive into today. And my goal is to speak less, and then I love to get some feedback, maybe some practice even at the end here as well too, and everything. Okay, a couple of quick things. Number one, if you missed the memo, we have these special packs with the Dermaglow. I just put mine on my face. I got some sunspots. I'm hoping to erase. If it does, I'm gonna call this the magic eraser after some time. So the packs have been extended till Friday, including the lifestyle credits that you earn with some of these packages as well too. So be sure to take advantage of them. Who here has already claimed some of these or you've sold some of these? Put a me in the comments or give me a wave. Yeah, they are fantastic packages and everything. I definitely took a before photo for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. We're talking with Allison Britton yesterday. She's like, you know what? I just took a deep breath and I got the big pack that fit the ultimate level pack, and she's already selling a bunch of these. So huge opportunities on this. This one also comes at 15,000 LCs if you're in America. Canada has their own packs as well too. Awesome. Okay, so we have that one going on. So number one is that. Number two, this week we also have concluding on Friday. This is the last week, and I'm seeing so many of you do this, have this Ignite promotion down. Okay. Like I love seeing so many of you with flyers winning all the cool things. And as I just go through the flyers on the War Room Facebook group, like I'm seeing Dr. Cassie getting level 2. I'm seeing Dr. Jody getting level 1. Lynn Canary getting level 1. Marvick getting level 1. Tammy getting level 1. Angie getting level 2. As many of you as well too, right? Krista said she should be having one come on for this promo. Take advantage of this. We have this until Friday. One philosophy that I have is when corporate throws money, just take their money. Take advantage of all of their stuff. So we want to make sure that we have that all hands on deck. And also that ties in hand with the millionaire mentorship, right? So we want to keep our eyes on the prize. We want to make sure we keep our team's eyes on the prize so that then we can utilize the skills and the strategy we'll learn on a call like this and drive it towards an opportunity, okay? Also later today, you'll see this flyer up if you haven't seen it yet already. We are celebrating PartnerCo's 3-year anniversary. Come on. 3 years has flown by like crazy. And 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, there's a corporate call. The normal Monday corporate call is going to be on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Lots of fanfare, lots of cool celebration, lots of cool things. Absolutely. And we have many, many more years to go. Okay. But what I want to go over today is the business presentation. And I think it's very important because who here has ever wondered to yourself, how do I get more excited people to want to do this business with me? Any one of you feel that way? Maybe you're somebody that you're brand new and you're like, man, am I the only crazy one? Is someone else going to do this? Or maybe you start to do the business and then you do start to enroll people and then you get people started and they might even start as a brand partner. But then you're wondering, but they ain't doing anything, right? Why are they not doing anything? And the reason is this: we only take action based on the beliefs that we have about what we're doing. So you're here because you've seen enough value and you've seen enough belief in what we do and where this can take you that you are motivated and inspired to invest in yourself and to take action. And here's one thing that I've realized. If people don't know what you know, they don't believe what you believe, they don't feel how you feel, they're not going to do what you do. Nobody was born to be a network marketer. Who here had it on in kindergarten when they said, what do you want to be when you grow up? That network marketing was what you're going to do, right? Maybe James Laponzi, but I think most of us, like, I don't know, nurse, doctor, firefighter, astronaut, right? Athlete, like these are like the normal things. So it's not a normal, natural want to do business, to do network marketing. So what we want to do as a communicator and as a presenter, and this is what the slides are aimed to do, is to showcase the philosophy of why this vehicle can be the connection point between what people want and where they're at right now. So a presentation always has an outcome to it. Okay, so let me share my screen on this. We have our slides of this presentation in the Warrior Movement group, the Warrior Movement boards. It's under the folder called Presentation Resources. We talked about our drop talk the last weeks. Today, we're going to talk about this business presentation here. Okay. And here are the slides on the business presentation. I'm going to walk through this real quick and just give a little bit of a framework so that you can see the psychology of this. I believe this is super important to understand, not just so you can do a presentation, but so that when you're in an Uber drive on the way to Destin, for example, and you're with the Uber driver, you're able to convey the philosophy of why this business. Or maybe you're someone like my wife. So we had a babysitter over here yesterday. Our normal babysitter was under the weather. So we had a replacement babysitter come, someone new. She was in another company, started with an L, M, and it ended with a Ella Luca. And she shared that with us. And next thing you know, I'm putting baby down to sleep. And it's probably an hour later. And Becky texts me. And Becky says, so our babysitter wants to sign up with us. And she wants to go to our training. And I'm like, wow, you are really good. And why? Because my wife knows the philosophy of why we do what we do and why this is the best way to help people achieve freedom. So that when you're just having conversation, you don't have to present and to like iterate something. You could just share, right? So that's why the business presentation is so important to understand this so that you can even either talk about it or you can share it wherever that it is, okay? So if you're ready to go through this, put a 1 in the comments below and let's go, okay? This is the first time I'm training this format. The first time we actually went through this was on the invite to Ignite call. And I may be biased, but I will say I got a lot of feedback from not just North America, but I literally had leaders in Italy reach out to me and they said, "Oh my gosh, James, this slideshow, we need it." And I'm going to go translate it into Italian. I'm like, awesome. Why? Why is this impactful? Because there's an intention behind it. All right. So, with that, number one, every single presentation that we ever do, the reason why it's effective is we are talking to somebody about a problem that they have. A presentation is simply solving someone's problem. It's conveying why whatever you're proposing can solve that problem. So before we even talk about what the business is, no one cares about Partner Co. No one cares about the drops. No one cares about partnership marketing. What they care about is their struggle and their challenge. Does that make sense, guys? So when we're speaking with a prospect, always keep in mind, what do they want? They don't buy businesses, they don't buy products, they buy solutions to those problems. And that's what a presentation is all about. So that's why number one in this slide deck, we start out with a question and we'll ask, Shelly, I know you're here for many different reasons. Most people, what they're looking for is one of these three things. Are you looking to make more money, have more time, or have more purpose in your life? Right? I'm curious, I'll just ask you guys here if one was money, if two was time, and three was purpose. Put in the chats what drives you the most right now, or maybe it's a combination of all the three. One is more money, two is more time, three is more purpose, right? Some say purpose, some say comma, some say all, some say, yeah, more purpose, some say all. Awesome. All. Perfect. You know, it's good combo with fries, and let's supersize that too. So you know what's cool about that? You know, if we ask this question and you say, I want all of them, do you see right away you already have a very interested prospect? And now all our goal with the rest of the presentation is positioning why partner co and partnership marketing is the best solution to fulfill those three things. Do you guys see how people are hooked already? This way, it's not interesting information, it's interested information. You might want to jot that note down. Learn that from Tim Sales. Be interested, not interesting. So we're not just trying to sound cool. We're sharing only information that is relevant to their wants, their needs. You can call it a hot button, what they're looking for. So I know James LaPonte wants all the above. Okay, let's talk about that. Number two, now we're positioning partner co and partnership marketing. And they're going to ask, what is partnership marketing? And this is the way that I describe it. It is a simple way to make more money, buy back time, and find purpose. Do you guys see how the problem, solution? Now they're highly interested. Okay, let me know about partnership marketing. And what is partnership marketing? So we define it. And we define it as it's like a virtual franchise, and it combines the best of all these different types of businesses all in one. Traditional franchising, retail, direct sales, network marketing, influencer marketing, e-commerce. Okay. As we go through these slides as a presenter, the most important thing that you want to understand is what is the main point of each slide? What is this addressing? What is this fulfilling? Okay. I'm curious, as you look at this slide, feel free, anyone, to mute yourself. If I were to ask you, what do you think the purpose of this slide is? Anyone want to share what you think it might be? There's not necessarily a wrong answer, but I'm curious. Now, when you read this one here, anyone care to share?
I wouldn't
Shelley?
mind sharing.
Yeah.
I believe that this slide gives people an idea of kind of what partnership marketing is, but helps them to realize it's different from what they had thought. And network marketing was. It's not a
Mm,
pyramid scheme. Here's
mm-hmm,
all of the ways you can make money. Here's what's
mm.
better.
Boom. That's a fantastic answer. Yeah. Katie?
The first thing that catches my attention as a business owner is franchising. That word is
Mm,
so powerful.
mm,
And and e-commerce, because those two things, you think of Amazon, it's an e-commerce business, right?
mm.
So I personally, I would focus on those two things as a presenter. I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm wrong, but I like both of those words.
those are great. Absolutely. Mr. Dana, dude, where you at, man? That's you look like you're in a boss place.
On the road.
Uh,
I mean, though. Um, can you hear me okay?
It's a little like it seems like it's far away from the speaker or something.
Yeah, I have it on the car audio. So I
I
have
can
to
hear you
speak to
now.
the closest to the microphone. Okay. So my comment is piggybacks off of Michelle and Katie, because when I look at this slide, for me, it's what it speaks to me. If I was someone looking at this for the first time, is that what we have is unique.
Mm,
You know, you see elements of things that they feel like they might have some sort of um, exposure with or some sort of past experience. And
mm,
most of the time, we don't want people to associate, a new opportunity like PartnerCo with something they've done in the past. But when
mm,
I look at this, if I've done something in the past, I might say, well, according to this slide, they combine an element of network marketing. I did network marketing, but this is an element. Or maybe they know that they did direct sales and they didn't
mm,
like it, but this is just an element of direct sales. But look at all these other things. So it makes me feel like this is something that's unique and that
mm.
is one of a kind. So that
There
was
we
that was
go.
my feedback.
I love that. I love that. All fantastic answers. Paul, I'll get to you on the next slides if you don't mind. It's all great, right? And everything that everyone said is entirely right. When I look at this, it defines partnership marketing. It's a differentiator. And what like, for example, what Katie said is, depending on the person, every term is going to resonate with someone else, right? Katie being a former restaurant owner, it's like franchising. That's interesting, right? Dana knowing traditional business and then also network marketing, he'll look at this and be like, oh, so this isn't exactly one of those things. What is it? And Diane said it's educational. It creates intrigue, right? It positions us powerfully. We're automatically like, okay, maybe this isn't what I might think it might be. Let's hear this out. Do you guys see how that works? So it's powerful. We're creating what you always want to do. Annika Bell is an incredible presenter, as you guys know. She says this. She's always looking for the differentiators. She's looking for the things that make you special, right? You might call it unique selling points. So if you lean in on those key differences, then that's what can help you to stand out there, right? Okay, let's keep on going. Good job, class. You guys are fantastic, right? But you see how when you start looking at a presentation with this framework, you already know this. It's just that many times we are not taught how to actually view a presentation. So we don't know what to look for, and then we don't know what to communicate, right? Okay, next up, next slide. So then we go into who's behind it. Partner code goes over the accolades, talks about John and Darren. What do you think a main point of this, a purpose of this is? If someone's on mute or throw it in the chat. So we talk about what is partnership marketing and then who's behind it, like that. James.
Yeah, when you're going to partner with a company or even an individual, it's important to know the background and the history. And these two guys, I mean, they're just solid, very solid from their background.
100%. You want to know who you're partnered with? Belief and credibility for sure. Absolutely. Great answer, James. And this is big, right? I had what a presentation does. By the end of a presentation, there should not be many questions in a prospect's mind because you would have addressed them all throughout the way. We signed up our babysitter last night. Before she signed up, she asked one question. She said, "Are you sure this company is long term?" And you know what I said? Yes. Why? Because of John and Darren. So I pulled out this slide knowledge, right? They've been building businesses for decades, right? John has been in the field for $3 billion of Noni. Darren Zobrist, he's built multiple companies to be very successful. Debt-free, privately held company, done super, super well, right? So we know these pieces of the brand, and then we can now iterate that to other people, okay? So let me fly through a couple of things here. But you guys are getting the points here. So now each slide, you're going to start to think, what's the point of this? And how do I communicate that? Right? The mission. I like talking about this because we talk about how this is the best opportunity to make more money, have more time, and find more purpose. I believe personally that the purpose piece of our business is one of the big X factors. So we're not just a company that's there to exist only just to sell products and make money, which is not bad, but we're a company with a soul, as Darren Zobrist says, right? We have a mission to power health and prosperity around the world. And what I like about that is easy to say, and I'm pretty sure nobody would disagree that that's a bad thing. So great. Would you like that? Okay. Let's keep on going here. Then we talk about how big this is. You have a global opportunity in 50 plus markets. This expands people's mind on the possibilities of what there is. Okay. Here's another pro tip on presenting. A slide itself, there's main points, but what'll make a point even more powerful is if there's any point that we can connect it directly to that person that we're talking to. For example, if I know that there's a Canadian on the line like Shelly, and I'm in the United States, I'm like, we're not just in 50 plus countries. Shelly, we're in Canada and it's growing and it's expanding. There's a huge opportunity. This is how you can take a slide information and make it from interesting to interested. Always think what's relevant for the prospect. What do they need to hear so they can see the opportunity themselves? Okay. So this is cool just to show. Many companies don't have this opportunity. So it gets them to start to dream a little bit. Then we talk about, well, as a business, we want to talk about what makes us unique. What's our offering to the world? What are we solving? Because every business needs to sell something. The question is what we're selling needed? Here's one question people ask themselves when they're looking at an opportunity. If I do this, will people buy? Right? So you want to address that question. So we talk about a couple of our products. We talk about our lead product, the drops, and we also want to give differentiators here. This is similar, this piece, to a drop talk, so I won't cover too much about this, but we're tested, we're proven. We talk about the drops, whether it's a day and night formulation or the SlenderX Accelerate. We talk about why it works. We cover this in the drop talk, so I won't spend too much time here. Bunch of testimonials so that people know that it works. And then we give maybe another product or two. Okay. Depending on your market, depending on your needs, depending on who you're presenting to, you might throw in some other visuals. You might not talk about certain products. But what I like to do is keep it really simple. We want to show products that they can see has a big demand and can sell well and can make them money. Right? That's the types of stuff. So I'm probably not going to talk about our vitamins on this one. Not that they're bad, they're just not the lead product. So I want to lean in on the things that are unique differentiators where they're like, wow, people need this in their life. I might need this in my life. Okay. If you're still with me, put a 2 in the comments below and just giving this little framework here. Okay. Awesome. So we have that. They see partnership marketing, they see partner co, they see the product offerings, they see the expansiveness of this. Another big question. Jessica said, is it helpful to use your own photos in this type of presentation? 100%. 100%. Always share your own story. No one can doubt your own testimonial. If James presents or Jessica presents and someone's like, I don't believe the drops work. Well, they work for me, right? You cannot deny that. So it's very powerful. Okay. A big question people are going to ask is, can I make money here? Is it worth my time? These are questions that we want to answer in a business presentation. Because remember, we're solving a problem where they want to make more money, get more time, and get more purpose. So can this actually do that? The next slides will now talk about how to make money. And we want to position this where it's powerful. So we have the comp plan slide here. For most people, we're not going to dive into it. This, maybe if you're talking to an experienced network marketer, maybe you'll dive into some of these more in particular. But in general, for the normal person, this slide is good to show them. It's kind of like thinking in a job, how many ways do you have to make money in a job, by the way? One. So, for the normal person, you tell them, you have 8 ways of getting paid here. They're like, what? I don't get that at my job. Okay, cool. It's voted #1 compensation plan. All that means is this: if you're going to do this type of work, why not get paid the most for that work? Right? The reality is no matter what you sell, you're going to sell, right? So might as well get paid the most for doing that same type of work. So we just quickly mention that. And then we talk about our system. One of the biggest selling points, that's #1 in the industry, Dr. Jody. Yeah. This is #1 out of 10,000 plus network marketing companies. We pay 51 cents out of every single dollar sold. Annika Bell was asking me yesterday, how much did PartnerCo do last year? We did as a company around $400 million in a year. Not bad for a 3-year-old company. You know what that means? $200 million are paid in commissions. I know. That's cool. I was talking to this, our new teammate in Melaleuca. Nothing to knock on the company. It's a great company, great product. But Melaleuca is like 32% payout. So if you're going to sell something, why not sell something that makes you the most money? Who here would love it if I went to your paycheck and took out 20%? Shelly, would we be best friends? No. With other comp plans, that's basically what's happening, right? So, yeah. So we have this. All right. Here's a big differentiator that we have, which is our system of growth. We have a system that allows people to make money fast, because the big question people ask is, can I do this? Right? They might not doubt that the company's good, the product's good, but ultimately they have to answer the question, can I do this? Okay. How do we do this? Well, we talk about what we do in partnership marketing. We talk about in here. And we broke it down into 3 different sections. #1 is you get started, and we have an attraction system for you. A done-for-you social media system. You post, you attract, people come to you. What is this doing? I'll give you the psychology behind this. Who here hates feeling like you're being salesy or spammy? Right? We hate that ourselves. We hate that being done to us. That's like one of the big frustrations that people have, and people are scared to sell. So for most people, they're like, I don't know if I want to talk to anyone. I'm scared. Well, Katie Garner, what if I told you you don't have to talk to them? They're going to come to you. How nice is that? You're like, really? And what if I even told you you don't have to think about it? We gave it to you. Really? Wow. So we're going to give you a done-for-you system. You just almost copy paste, and we have a 7-day launch. People are making money in their first week and hundreds and thousands. Like, it works. Now you're going to make money. So we're basically teaching people our simple upfront system of attracting and selling and getting a customer. And you can make good money that way. Okay. But now let's differentiate it even further. This is what makes network marketing, or we call partnership marketing here, different from all the other forms of business. You saw franchising, e-commerce, and all that, is leveraged income. Leveraged income. Well, what if I told you, Katie, that you don't only make money when you sell? What if I told you that you can make money when your excited customers end up sharing the product, becoming a partner too? And when they sell, you make money too. How nice would it be if you could make money and you weren't working? Oh my gosh. I'm not sure. When I heard that the first time, I'm like, really? Dang. Let's go. Remember, we're buying back time. So that's one of the key points. And that's why leveraged income is so important. So important. Okay. And then the third part we talk about is duplicate and scale. We just want to show that it's possible to do more. All right. We in our team, we call it a six-figure blueprint, which is true. And we'll just say, and Katie, there's a way that you just keep on duplicating this process and you can make six figures plus if you really want to. You don't have to, but you can. Katie, I'm curious, if you can make whatever that you want through a business like this, what would you like to be able to earn? And then they'll start to think about this. Okay, cool. Let me give one other point of a presentation. What I personally like to do is I like to lead with a lot of questions, just like what I did there. It's a conversation, right? So I might conclude a slide that can tie it all up. Like what you just heard right there. Okay. Let's keep on going here. We're almost done. So there's the system. And also, we want to talk about another X factor, which is our community. You know what makes network marketing, partnership marketing really different from any other business? James Ponzi has owned convenience stores and gas stations and things like that. But I don't think James Ponzi would have, the time of his life in a party with the people at his convenience stores, But here, you get to build relationships and have community and travel. What if you can get your travel paid for? Right? There's a lot of aspects here that people do not have in their jobs. People don't have in other businesses, but it's a part of our whole business in itself. Our community is definitely one of the biggest draws, especially in a social media, AI dominated world now where people are connected, but more isolated than ever before. So talking about this, if you're doing a personal presentation, this might be a place you put in your own photos at events and stuff, right? With the team, traveling, whatever that it is. Okay. So there now is kind of our full offering of what is PartnerCo and what is partnership marketing. Who here, after even seeing this flow already, is like extra excited about our opportunity already? You're just like, oh, this is cool. This is nice. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now, what is it? The next question is, how do I get started? Right? Now they're like, I see the logic. How do I get started? Well, we just give them a couple simple steps. If you're in the United States, this is all it takes. Katie, a $30 one-time lifetime membership. You get all this cool stuff. $30 for a business that is, you could sell this for $30,000. It'd be worth it, And then from there, try some of the products. There's many different ways. We want to introduce what we call top payer ultimate right away. When you're selling the product, you only sell based on the value of the needs of someone's health needs. So typically, if you notice, if you sell to a customer, the cart size will maybe be $300 to $500 maximum for most people. Okay. But if you're selling a solution to making more money, buying more time, and having more purpose, guys, if you could have more of all those three, how much is that worth? Like, think about that. People spend 100 grand going to a college hoping to get a degree that'll land them a career that can create their lifestyle. And for most, unfortunately, it ends up being just total debt. Here, it's invaluable. So what we want to do is we want to position that getting into top pay is the best way if they want to maximize their opportunity. Because they know the value, the price is easy. Okay? James, I know you're a business guy. I know you're looking at ways to make money, create legacy. If you really want to get this off the ground fast, everybody that makes the most money here gets to top pay as soon as possible. It's a one-time lifetime thing. You're able to get started there and it maximizes your compensation here. Doubles your bonuses, does a lot of cool stuff. Many ways you could do it. You can buy and sell a bulk pack and profit fast. You can buy other packs of products for you to try as well too. Doesn't matter, but once you're there, you're slotted in. Okay. How would you like it if you can double your pay for the rest of your life? Okay. You know what this is? Here's another note. People pay for saving time. Time is more valuable than the money. So if we can link their goals to this vehicle and show them that this can get them there, and then we can show them that getting to top pay will help this vehicle drive faster towards their end goal. If it can cut down from 2 years to 1 year, how much is 1 year of savings to you? How much would you guys pay for another year of your life? It's a lot. So that's why positioning it this way, anybody that sells Ultimate, like I'm looking at Dana Harper here, their team is huge on Ultimate. It's because they get this. When we're selling a business opportunity, we don't sell only just the product as a consumer. We're selling an opportunity in a vehicle to get them to where they need to get to. Let me ask one more question because people are like, oh, I don't know, that's so much money. Who here believes that being at Ultimate will give people the best opportunity for them to make the most money here? Put a yes in the comments if you agree. Okay. So if that's the case, aren't we doing a disservice to somebody not at least telling them the value? Why would we want to rob people of an opportunity? And if I'm to be fair, I have never seen anyone make consistent top money that's not Ultimate. I've been working with this comp plan for 14 years. So when you know that and you present that, you position it a certain way. Okay, last slide. Timing. Urgency. You always want to find a way to create legitimate urgency. And this timing slide shows basically we're a multi-billion-dollar brand in the making. We're still near the beginning. This is the time right now. We're not small. We're not huge, but we will be. How would you like to be involved in Google, Bitcoin, Tesla, SpaceX before they got big? Everyone wants to be there at the right time. If you're a stock investor, everyone wants to invest at the right time. So this speaks to our natural needs in a very legitimate way because we're not an Amway. Amway's been around for a long time, right? But we are something truly unique. All right. That's the presentation. Very cool. If you actually do it, it'll take like 20 minutes. But I hope you see the philosophy from start to finish. Do you guys see how we're solving this problem of showing people how to make more money, get back more time, and find more purpose? And if at the end they agree, then you just get them started and you figure it out. Okay. Closing statement. You might lean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the closing statement, whatever speaks to your heart. The best closing statement is, why are you excited right now? Like, why are you like this? You need to get started right now. So something, personal story, leaning on the timing, whatever you want to speak to can be a powerful thing. You can absolutely present this to your own prospects. Absolutely, you can. Please do. Please do. You know, so utilize that. We also have our 6-figure blueprint presentation that's on our machine link and stuff, but those would be good. All right. This is under boards, under presentation tools. All right. What are various ways to use this? Individually, other? Yeah, you can do this on a one-on-one. You can be in a coffee shop. You can be at home, pull this up. You can do this over Zoom. You can pull each slide and market it. These could be talking points. Lots of cool things you can do. But tonight, we're going to have an opportunity as well, too. I'm actually doing a business launch event for over Zoom for Rebecca Massica. If you know Rebecca, she came on board. She's running. She is super excited. And 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, I'm going to be doing a live business presentation. I asked her before this, are you okay if we are to open this? And she said she is open to do that. So thanks for being willing to play team. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is one, if you want, you can bring your own prospects onto. We'll post this onto Wellness 360 and Drop Revolution. But it'll be this other link that we have here. And it's going to be great. You're going to hear how you're just going to hear us present through these slides in action. Okay. So feel free to come on to learn. Feel free to come on, bring your people. We'll post this up once again. And you'll see this demonstrated. So today we explained it, then you'll see it demonstrated. Then from there, we'd love to see you guys do it or put one together. So I hope this inspires you, encourages you to take full advantage of all of that. All right. So that's time. Did you guys get some value from this? I hope this takes the mystery out of a business presentation. It's not that intense, not that hard, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to conclude now with prayer. So if you want to linger for that, absolutely do so. If not, we honor you as well too. All of these replays on the Champions Network, by the way, YouTube. But we're going to hand it over to Miss Paula Allen. Over to you. If you're able to speak, there you are.
I was trying to get unmuted. So I was reading my devotional, and I'm going to read this because it just goes hand in hand with this training that James just did. While I was building a case against my own worthiness, he was abounding in love toward me. One of the most significant challenges of being a leader is acknowledging and addressing your own weaknesses and failures. And the scripture that goes along with it is Psalm 40:1. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. So as James is doing this training, my devotional, it all pulled it together because my weakest link is I've not been doing this presentation. I've not even been sending the 6-figure blueprint because I didn't feel confident. So I take it to the Lord. I pray about it. I'm like, okay, help me, because I'm doing a disservice to people by not showing them how doable this is and how they can have the time freedom and the money and all the things and their health. So James did this presentation today, and I'm like, what have I been so fearful of? This is not something that I made it bigger than what it was. So we do need to take a step back and look at our weaknesses as leaders and determine what we need to do to grow in that area. So now I should have just stepped into it, explored it, learned it, and realized a year ago that this is not as hard as I've made it in my mind. So if I can do that, you guys all can too. So go to the Lord and ask him to help you with all things, because he's there with his unending grace and love, and he will help you. He will help you to have the courage. So that's kind of what I wanted to lean into with the devotional. And now we'll pray. God, we just thank you, Lord. We thank you for a company that leads with God. At Destin, God, there were so many people on stage, and nearly all of them spoke of you and gave you the glory. And if we are aligned with you, then who can be against us, Lord? So God, we just ask that we would turn to you for things that seem too big, things that seem too hard, things that overwhelm us to where we don't even want to move forward or look at it because we're just overwhelmed. And so we shy away. God, help us to ask for the wisdom through you and the strength and the courage through you to do what you have called us to do. We're called to serve and to help others. And part of the serving is sharing the good news of your gospel, Jesus, because we want all to be in heaven with you. But part of serving is helping. And we have a business where we can truly, genuinely help people with their health and their finances and their time. God, guide and direct each and every step that we have so that we can be put in front of the people to provide them whatever it is that you want us to give them in that moment, and to continue walking with them and to provide more as we're prompted to do so, God. God, I just thank you so much for Partner Co. I thank you for the leadership of this Champions Network team. I thank you for, when we ask for things, corporate gives it to us. I thank you for these promotions being extended so we have a little bit more time to promote them and again, help more people. God, I just pray that you would touch and bless each and every leader in our company, from John and Darren and their families, all the way down to the people that we haven't even met and helped yet. God, we just thank you and we praise you and we love you and we give you the glory for all things. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Paula.
Everybody have a
And
blessed
thank
Amen.
you for
day.
the
Thank
training. It
you.
was so good.
Thank you. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
James.
James,
You're
have
Have a good day,
welcome.
Thank you,
a
everybody.
good
James.
day,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye,
Just what I
everybody.
needed. Thank you.
Amen.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thanks, James.